We're going to continue talking about congruent triangles and look at 3 more ways to prove triangles congruent. The 3 new ways we're going to add, remember we have 2 ways already, side, 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 and side, angle, side. So the next one we're going to look at is called angle, side, angle. And that says if 2 angles and the included side of one triangle are congruent to 2 angles and the included side of another triangle, then the 2 triangles are congruent. So now if we have 2 angles and the side in between those angles on 2 different triangles congruent, we know those triangles are the same. Angle, angle, side theorem says if 2 angles and a non-included side of one triangle are congruent to 2 angles and a non-included side of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So we can prove triangles congruent if it's the side in between those 2 angles, or if it's a non-included side, a side not in between those 2 angles, either by angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side. And the last one is the hypotenuse leg theorem. It says the hypotenuse and leg of one right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and leg of another right triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So our final theorem, or the HL theorem, says that if we have the hypotenuse, the longest side of a right triangle, and one leg congruent, and we know it's a right triangle, we can prove the 2 triangles congruent. So now we have 5 theorems. Side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. Determine if these triangles are congruent. If they are congruent, justify your decision with a theorem or postulate. Take a second, pause the video, and try these. Now if we look at the first triangle, we have right triangles, and the only one that deals with right triangles is the HL theorem. So we look, do we have the hypotenuse and the leg? And we do. So this one is congruent by HL. Now the next one is a little harder. We only have one angle and one side marked. So our initial thought would be they're not congruent. However, remember we have vertical angles congruent. So the 2 angles here are both congruent. So we have angle, side, angle. They are congruent by ASA. Here we have a side, an angle, and a side congruent, SAS. So they're congruent. Here we have a side, and an angle. Well, we do have a SAS congruency theorem, but this is not the included angle. It's not in the middle. This is SSA. We don't have a theorem like that, so this one is not congruent. This one again is a little bit trickier. It's not as obvious. We have a side and another side, and it seems that's all we have, so our initial thought would be they're not congruent. But remember, this side in the middle is the same for both triangles. So we really have side, side, side that's congruent by SSS. And finally, we again have this vertical angle in the middle congruent, so we have angle, angle, side. It's congruent by AAS. That's it. So we're going to continue to practice these triangle theorems. Make sure you have the 5 of them written down as we're going to continue to use them and compare. Have a great night.